you are concerned about Drake Maye after week 1 of this season.
Yeah, so we're doing a show today, not a month from now, and I can only go on what we just saw, and what I just saw was not good. And the thing that is most concerning for me is that the Patriots have removed Drake's biggest asset, which is his ability to be elusive and run for first downs when things break down around him. And so now he feels rushed. His pocket presence was awful. He walked into a sack that the broadcaster blamed on Will Campbell. He was totally...
You're talking about the strip sack?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like he's started, this is his second season. He is 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions with the Patriots. He doesn't win games. And at no point in the fourth quarter did I say, oh, he's going to take him down the field for a touchdown here. At no point. In the 4th and 10, the punt, that says a lot about Mike Vrabel's actual feelings on Drake Maye as opposed to what he tells the media.
Yeah. And, I mean, Shime's issue all preseason has been this offensive line, and you put none of that on them. You thought you got a reasonable performance from them yesterday.
Yeah, I thought he was feeling them when they weren't there and not feeling them when they were.
And even Vrabel said the O-line, played fine. It wasn't like anything crazy. I mean, I understand. I kind of agree with some of the stuff Curtis is saying. I'm not going to hit the panic button right away, but we are, especially here in New England, blame Tom Brady for this one. Our quarterback play is always going to be magnified to a level that is out of this world.
Okay, well, that's not fair. I mean,
life is not fair, but that's how it works.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking a lot about Josh Allen this morning after that comeback last night, and certainly Josh Allen, his first 3 years didn't look so great.
Yeah, but he still looked like. I think the thing that Curtis is saying, and I can kind of agree with it, is Drake Maye hasn't shown that it factor. Like, you saw it with Josh Allen. You could see it with some other players. Like, where is that, oh, there's that it factor that he has?
Yeah, I mean, it's for me, it's way too early to say he doesn't have it.
I'm just saying the it factor.
He dealt with a coordinator last year who stank.
Mm-hmm.
He dealt with a head coach last year who, whatever I saw Adam Jones on social media say yesterday that Mike Vrabel doesn't look that different than Gerard Mayo when it comes to the way this team played yesterday. So I don't, but this is to me his first real season, and if
how can you say
Curtis
that?
Said the smartest thing, Curtis. You said the smartest thing ever.
Wiggy, you're so smart.
And if it was Drake Jones, we would be sitting here
totally
ripping him.
Yeah, but
and led by Shime, it would be inexcusable interception to start the second half. He's seeing ghosts out there. He's walking into sacks. He's not taking care of the football.
He didn't walk into a strip sack, though. Like, that's not true. That's not even what happened at all.
Let's get Mitch to have it.
Okay, go ahead.
Watch it again.
Watch the tape. I've watched it 100 times.
Can we get Brittany
I don't
on?
understand.
I
didn't walk into a strip sack.
But don't you think that he had the it factor last season? I think the issue here is we're one game in, and I understand the Mac Jones comparison, but what you can't have is Drake do what Mac Jones did and regress extensively in his sophomore season. That's why people had so many issues with Mac Jones.
But you didn't really. I guess we have to see what Steph Diggs is. But you didn't really give him any other weapons, and you had an offense last year that wasn't able to score more than 21 points in a game.
Mac Jones with this coordinator had 23 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and won 10 games. I'm sorry, Drake Maye last year was all about Alex Van Pelt, the idiot offensive coordinator. You now have a full offseason. You were handed the job in March. You have the opportunity to work all summer with Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels and Booty and Diggs.
No, Mac Jones also had Jacoby Myers.
No. Drake Maye has, listen, we've been down this road before. Drake Maye, he has better talent than Mac Jones.
But they're also trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Listen,
they're trying to make him do an offense that he's not built to run.
I'm not pulling the ripcord on it yet, but there are people out there that when they look at Drake Maye, the number 3 overall pick, I don't think that they're seeing that okay, he's got that it factor. Even though the talent might not be good around him, maybe you don't buy into how the offensive coordinator is calling the game.
Just how many of those people, though, thought he had the it factor last season? I just think it's recency bias right now. People are jumping ship too early.
I mean, honestly, it could go either way. You either got a gift by getting those guys after a week 1 loss, or Mike McDaniel is going to scream and scratch his way toward trying to save his job and get those guys ready for the Patriots on Sunday down there. So.
Generally, you always struggle down there early in the season. So
I don't get that. Why is that?
Hot.
Yeah, I mean,
it is.
I don't work well in the hot weather, but
the weather has a part to play in it. I just think this
best game in Miami ever. 0-3 Brady to Troy Brown overtime. Incredible. It was like week 6 of the 2003 season in Miami. Great game.
Worst game, the Miami Miracle.
Oh, that was so bad.
That was bad.
But you look at this and you're taking on a team that looks like, all right, it's just ready to completely implode down there. You're a team that is trying to build a culture and turn things around after what you saw last year. You have a quarterback who is expectations are really high, but his performance in week 1 not very good. So this has a recipe for either disaster or for people to really be excited.
What's the line?
Ask Brittany. Sean, can you get Brittany on?
Sorry, Courtney, go ahead.
Mike Vrabel just keeps calling it missed opportunities, though the broadcast yesterday was calling it that as well. So if you're listening to those people, if you're listening to Mike, and I understand he's the head coach, what else is he going to say? But it doesn't seem like he feels like they're lacking talent. He just feels like that talent isn't translating onto the field. Mm-hmm. So if you look at Miami, who has more talent on the field? Do you believe the Patriots have more talent if they execute correctly?
Well, no, the Patriots have talent, but Miami has the better talent when it probably comes to the receivers. Right? I mean,
not probably, definitely.
Yeah. But when you start breaking it down, like, all right, where do you compare Tua versus Drake Maye? I don't know what most people take Tua.
I'm assuming as the season progresses that Steph Diggs will be more involved in the game plan, or at least.
But even then, Greg, what is Steph Diggs?
A receiver.
Right. We know. Thank you for that one.
Yeah.
Can I also get a hotel special?
Mr. Obvious. Yeah. Captain Obvious.
But what is he like when you look at it? Like, is Steph Diggs putting the fear in defenses? If you're looking for that to be your guy, yeah, we're all hoping for lightning in the bottle. But isn't that like going to be really hard for?
I mean, they invested significantly in him,
but nowhere near what you're paying a top number one receiver.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, you got what at the bottom when it comes to the number ones, you were near the bottom of the pile that was available. But
he's a possession receiver. That's what he is.
A little bit of gloating from our pal Rob Ninkovich this morning, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Sent me a text and said, "I feel like my takes are a crystal ball." $364 million in off-season spending, and if this is the team for the year, they are actually worse than last year because they spent so much money and are not going to see a return. I mean, it's only week 1, but
yeah, I mean, right now so we all agree that the worst loss yesterday was the Dolphins' loss to the Colts, right? I mean, total and complete no-show.
Yes.
You're 2.5-point underdogs against that team Sunday. That's what the NFL thinks of you right now.
Right.
So. Or at least the betting public thinks of you right now. And I do think I did say it as a joke to Mike Vrabel, but if you lose Sunday, things could unravel
real quick.
And so it's even good Patriots teams struggle in Miami. It is going to be fascinating,
right?
Which is probably not a word many people are going to say watching these two teams, but if they don't win on Sunday, the Vrabel era begins the first season ends before it begins.
And most of that money was spent on the defensive side of the football, where you were able to get a return on an investment in the sense that your front seven, which includes Harold Landry, Milton Williams, Robert Spillane.
Yeah, they got after the quarterback. You cannot say they didn't do that.
Right.
Yesterday.
They all contributed in some factor. Where you really only spent a little bit of the money was on the offensive side of the football. And we all want Steph Diggs to be that guy. But I don't know if just physically he's that guy any longer. So if you're waiting for Steph Diggs to be Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, be a number one elite receiver, you're going to be waiting a long time because that's not who he is no more. He's a possession guy. You see what they did with him. Run a 10-yard out route. Look for the little soft spot in the coverage. Catch the ball, and you know maybe you get a couple yards, and boom, you get tackled. Where is the guy on offense that the defenses say, we need to know where he is every time? When you played the Raiders, it was Brock Bowers. When you play the Miami Dolphins, it's going to be Tyreek Hill. The week after that, it's going to be DK Metcalf when you play the Pittsburgh.
Is Booty going to be that guy?
No.
Oh, God, no.
No, Booty's a good possession receiver. But you think, I don't know who the defensive coordinator is for the Miami Dolphins. You think he's sitting there and he's in the meeting going, hey, we need to know where Booty is every single time he steps on the field? Or is he saying, here's the coverage we're going to play, here's the defense we're going to play, go out there and play it?
Yeah, I feel like watching that Steelers-Jets game as it was popping up on the highlights during the Pats, and you sit there and you're like, you can talk all about Aaron Rodgers, and he had a great first week, but DK Metcalf is what changed that team. Like, the Patriots have elected year after year after year, and you can't blame the old hooded one, you can't blame... The organization has said they don't believe in investing in the true elite number one wide receiver. When they got Moss, he was certainly not. He was traded for a fourth-round pick, and the second he wanted a lot of money, they shipped him out. Like, they, for whatever reason, have an aversion to that, despite everybody going to it.
I guess I could sort of understand that philosophy when you have Tom Brady, but not now.
But look at what Tom Brady did here at the end versus with the team that had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown.
Right.
He won a Super Bowl. You could have won more Super Bowls here. In fact, had you invested at that position when you had the greatest to ever do it. It's a mistake all around, and I don't get it. I don't get why Robert Kraft says they spend to the cap and they're sitting here with two rookies on the left side of the line protecting the franchise, and they can't get out of their own way. I don't get it.
And I'll give you a pass on Michael Parsons or even Trey Hendrickson. I'll say, okay, your defense looks good. You're able to get pressure. You don't need to go out and get those guys. But the Terry McLaurin situation, I just feel like this offense, and that's what's going to make it hard on Drake Maye. Drake Maye isn't the same way. Listen, we might have criticized Mac Jones, but I'll be the first to tell you they didn't give him no real number one.
Okay, I knew you'd come around.
But I said
there's still room on the island.
Well, no, I don't want on the. I don't want on that island. But I'll still tell you, like, hey, listen, they didn't give him anything to really utilize, or they didn't give him that legit number one.
Yeah.
And I criticized them, and I said, okay, well, you got to be better. You got to elevate. Drake Maye doesn't have that number one. I'll criticize Drake Maye where he has to be better, but I think the talent that when we see Drake Maye and Mac Jones, we feel like Drake Maye is way better than Mac Jones, so he should be able to elevate the guys around him.
But not if you're going to stop him from running all season long.
Yeah, I really would go back on that. If I were to give the Patriots 1 pointer, and this is another point, I was wrong. I think that I said that he needs to not run as much because he's going to get killed, and I didn't want him to miss time. After watching yesterday, go back to last year.
Right.
Be yourself. If you're going to fail being yourself, because it was neither. It was middling Drake Maye. You had the understanding that he had to get out of the pocket without the wherewithal or gumption to actually run for 10 yards. It was like 3 yards or throw the ball away. He looked totally uncomfortable.
And Curtis, I think that was my biggest issue is I just felt like it was square peg round hole where they're trying to make Drake Maye run the Mac Jones offense where he's just not Mac Jones. They're very, very different. They couldn't be more opposite than each other. And it's just let the kid be Drake Maye. Let him run around. Let him do his thing. If he's going to fail, he's going to fail, and it is what it is. And I'll be wrong, and it's not going to be the first time I've been wrong. It's not going to be the last time. Or he could just be awesome as himself and be great and be able to scramble and gain a ton of yards. I just think that they're forcing him to try and do something he's not meant to do.
But one quick thing just on Sean. Josh Allen was allowed to be Josh Allen while he learned how to, just same as Lamar Jackson.
Exactly. That's kind of the point I was trying to make earlier. Exactly.
But then I would ask the room this question. So you believe that it's the coaches that are taking away his ability to run?
Yes.
Okay, so if you believe that, then you believe that this coaching staff is moronic.
Because
hold on, let me finish my point.
Curtis's problem should maybe be with Josh McDaniels, not with Drake Maye, is what you're...
No. My point is, because if we would have sat here and said Mayo is taking away the player's one of his best weapons, we would say what an idiot he is for not utilizing that skill set, right? So I don't buy.
But I think a lot of people before the season said that if Drake Maye is going to be successful, he can't run like that. He's going to get killed.
No, but there's a difference between.
You can't do designed runs with Drake Maye.
And yet look at Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels.
You're going to get his head knocked off.
Mayday.
Four of the best quarterbacks in football run.
But there's a difference between running him and just telling Drake Maye, when you do run, protect yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
So there's no way, in my opinion, that they're telling him don't run.
What I was going to say to you earlier is that Maye during the preseason did have a quote where he was saying that he did not want to run as much this season. He wanted to pass more. He did not want to run as much as he did last year.
Well, it's because that's what the coaches are telling him to say, I bet, is how I feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, but you're taking away, and see, we got to get out of the mindset running meaning like, okay,
I want to eat more salads this year.
Running meaning like you saw yesterday on the goal line where they're running a quarterback power.
Right.
No, we're saying utilize your athletic ability to extend plays, to maybe throw on the run. When there are things that open up, utilize that ability to maybe pick up 12, 15 yards with your legs. But once you get out there, then protect yourself. There's no way that this coaching staff, and I know Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels, are saying, we don't want you to do something that we know how valuable it could be for our team.
And wouldn't Steph Diggs be at his best when a play breaks down?
100%.
Every offensive player is, because then the advantage goes to us, because you see it all the time. DB start looking in the backfield, you're able to get some space, and that's when the quarterback's able to hit you on the run, like Josh Allen hit, I forget who it was on the sidelines in last night's game right before they kicked the field goal before halftime. That's why I'm not buying this narrative that they're telling Drake Maye not to run. They might say, when you do run, just get down and protect yourself, because these coaches are not idiots. Mike Vrabel's been in the league as a player and as a coach and knows how valuable it is to have a guy.
Then why didn't he run as much yesterday, Wiggy?
Listen, I don't know why they didn't have. Are you talking about design runs?
No.
I'm talking about scrambles.
Okay, so that I don't know. But
they also didn't really have design runs for him either. I don't think they had one design run, did they?
But did they? Let me ask you this: did they not have a lot of plays where he moved the pocket and was on the move?
Yeah, they had a couple moving the pocket plays, but they didn't have.
That's part of a running play.
I understand, but like my point is you're taking away one of his biggest weapons, right? By having the threat that he'll actually run the football, you pull those linebackers up and you just create more space. You know that better than I do.
Yeah,
because you've made a career doing
right, but you're talking about a design run. Right? Maybe
no, I'm not talking about designed runs. I'm talking about plays where plays break down because the pocket is bad, and he makes space and then runs 4 yards.
But that's on him, like Curtis said, where when he sees that lane, he's got to go for it. They had plays, and Vrabel even said it. We put him on the move a lot where it's play actions, half boots, where like, okay, if there's nobody there, you should have space. It's you got to be, as a quarterback, you have to understand the situation. As I drop back to pass, my first read's not there. Now, do I go to my second read? And if he's not there, does something open up where I can use my athletic ability to run? Am I getting pressured from the pocket